He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. Blowouts in rivalry games can be the result of a number of factors. Sometimes teams start pressing, sometimes it just gets away, sometimes they didn't have the right mindset. The last time they got together, lopsided. What happens this time, David?
But either way, last time affects this time, because all you've heard about is we weren't even competitive. This is a rivalry game, a big-time game. We didn't show up. We dishonored our previous teams and squads, and we've got to do better. That's all they've heard coming into this game, Paul.
Yeah, David, I think that was the story the last time these teams played. One team handled the emotion of the game better than the other team. You've got to be able to play within yourself and play one snap at a time. That last game got away from the losing team. I don't expect that to happen today. Here we go.
From the gun, running back on the move. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2.
You want to make play calling easy for an offensive coordinator? Run the ball like that every play. I mean, when you can run that on 1st down and set up a short yardage on 2nd down, it makes play calling easy. Every single call on that sheet is available here on 2nd down.
They'll run play action. Using his legs, keeping his eyes downfield. Going to try to get it himself. They made the stop, but he knew exactly how much he needed and where he needed to get for that 1st down. From the 30-yard line on 1st down. Motion from the back. Wants to throw on 1st down. Got it in the middle. It's Marshall. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short game there. You guys have both played in rivalry games, so what did you do to keep yourself locked in during that week of preparation, David?
Well, you try to keep your emotions in check, but it's really, really hard to do because a lot of times the hatred is so strong, the emotions are so real. The coaches get super tight and they start talking about things, Jesse, so you don't just treat it as another game.
No, it's hard to handle the anxiety leading up to those games, not just because of what it means to your season, but because of what the fans are saying, what your coaches are saying, what your family and friends are saying, understanding how important those...
Got some room there to the goal line. Grab and go as he takes it in for the touchdown.
Each and every week, I think this coaching staff does such a good job of scheming ways to get this guy the football in the passing game. Defenses can't cover him. With that last catch, this now his 10th receiving touchdown on the season.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Warhawks offense headed on to the field. Our first look at them today. And they are coming off a sensational performance led by this quarterback who's hoping he can build on things, Jesse.
Well, I know, having played the position, when you have a big game, you just can't wait to get back out there again and build on that performance. David, last time out, he was making the right reads. He showed off his arm talent. He had this offense moving up and down the field and finding the end zone, and you know he's excited to take on this defense tonight.
Yeah, and talking to the defensive coordinators coming to this football game, like, they're not going to do what happened last week. Like, you can't sit back and make the coverages easy for him to diagnose. He'll pick you apart like he did last week. Look for some change-ups and some curveballs for this defense.
They'll snap it from the 39, 1st and 10. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. The Warhawks are in the hurry-up.
Defense came into this one knowing they were going to see some tempo. They've got to get the call from the sidelines, get it communicated, get lined up.
They'll go right back to the run. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and hand him the ball.
Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And the throw downfield winds up incomplete, and there's a good reason for
So
that.
dumb.
This guy was being mugged by the defender.
Like, all I'm trying to do is get through the fucking turnaround.
And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. You could see all the contact as the ball was in the air. He simply can't do it, and the referee's caught.
Off the play fake on first down to throw. Bought a little time, lets it go. Receiver wasn't ready for the throw, incomplete.
How about that? That's already the third target this guy has had on the opening drive of the game. He is a big factor for their success throwing the football. He's got to win the matchups. Even though that one goes incomplete, they got to keep throwing him the ball.
It'll be third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws toward the end zone. Oh, he can't hang on to the football. A big play sitting right there for the taking, and they can't get it done early in this one. And the Warhawks send out the punt unit. He ought to be able to use his first punt to pin him deep. You'd think they would have had a good chance to down that one deep, but the bounce carries it into the end zone for the touchback. And now this offense will take the field again. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. They're going to throw it to start the drive. He's got it down the left. And what a huge chunk play for this offense. Just exactly what you need to move the ball down the field. They just dialed up one big play. Let's see if they've got another one on 1st and 10 from the 35. Wants to go up top on first down. Outside the pocket, lets it go. He's got an open man. Run out of bounds after the long game, and they've got it now, 1st and goal.
This guy already has a touchdown. He almost had a second right there. You saw how good he is after he has the ball in his hands. Great job by the quarterback. A, finding him, B, getting it to him quickly, and then his speed and his God-given ability does the rest. He's got his offense in great field position.
After getting knocked back, it's 2nd and goal from the 4. Looking to fire. Unleashes to the end zone. Nice throw, great catch, easy glide into the end zone for the touchdown.
This offense is so good, and they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Ewell Monroe has it back on the offense, ready to go to work. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
And it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground covered. Pick up the first. They'll try to run for it. Knocked down in the backfield, and that'll bring up 4th down. The Warhawks will bring the punt team onto the field. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. They'll get down and put a stop to the return at about the 28-yard line. They'll christen this drive from the 28-yard line. They'll start this drive going to the air. Gonna let it fly. And that'll be incomplete. They tried to hit him with a big one on first down.
Well, you knew you were going to see it in this game. Throwing the go route to one of the fastest players in all of college football. This receiver strikes fear in the heart of every defense because he's got elite track speed. He's going to blow the combine up in the 40-yard dash because of his wheels. Not able to connect with the quarterback on that one, but you know he has the defense's attention.
Wants to fire on second down. Looking down the middle. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away.
Well, he's linked up with his quarterback 4 times in this first half. Finally, they're not able to connect on that one. I think the defense just had enough. I think they've said, you know what? You can throw it somewhere else, but you're not going to get it to that guy. We're going to have coverage helping.
Going downfield for the big play. Makes the grab inside the 30. Nothing but green grass down the middle. And he will house it. No mid-season doldrums for these guys as they push out the lead in week 6.
You know, oftentimes in college football, the best offenses are the ones that can create explosive plays, just like you saw right there. They're top 10 in the nation in points per game because they don't have to drive the field. They've got dudes scattered all over this offense that can take it the distance on any given play.
The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Looking to throw on first down. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? Wants to go up top. Here comes the heat. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to avoid.
That's so gay. Watch this guy. I'm blitzing off the edge. Oh. Just brutal. I mean, I just hit the dive button. Why couldn't he just fucking dive into him?
In most instances, I would say really, really nice decision by the quarterback. But when you've got speed like this guy has, I think you'd sometimes, instead of throwing it away, would like...
He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. Makes the grab at the
Christ.
flying down the right side. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, UL Monroe.
And I think in the pre-snap, I think both of these guys were on the same page. They had a look defensively that let them know we can pitch this thing way down the field. I'm going to go run under it and make a big play.
Man.
Yeah, and when I'm the receiver, I'm like, I'm open, right? I'm going straight down the field. Throw me the football. I got the speed. I can beat this guy. You can tell.
Like, just get a hand on it, dude. I'm hitting the buttons that y'all made the game to hit. Strapped. I jumped. And he whiffed. Just like that sack attempt in the beginning, you know, just a couple plays earlier. I mean, just, I dove. Fucking whiffed.
Final play of the quarter coming. Making side adjustments here. Looking to throw on first down. And the quarterback couldn't withstand the heat, and he will go down as we played one quarter. We have the early makings of a quarterback duel, as these stats will show you. So second down here as we're back at it after the break. Takes a handoff. It's Hodges. Oh, he's got some space. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36.
The defense has got to be more physical up front. Don't let them have those running lanes, those holes to break off a nice run, get a first down. And here's the thing, you better reload quick because they're right back on the line to call another play.
You want to make sure to maximize those types of runs, and he gets it out to the 41.
The offense has a little bit of success on the ground, and they're up. Look at them. They're ready to go again, back on the line of scrimmage, ready to run another play.
Back to pass on second down. The sweet feet buy a little time. Makes the grab. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. Come to the line at the 42, facing a third and short. From the gun, the ground game. And the first guy couldn't get him, but the second one first and 10. To the air on first down. Gonna take a shot. And it won't make the connection going for the big play.
Well, this defense was ready for go balls.
They weren't ready for go balls. I didn't hit the catch button thinking he'd do it himself.
This quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up. But if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
He didn't get a big gain. You want to call that play and probably want to get more yards, but you could tell that was super close from seriously busting loose. Nice job running the screen, getting the ball to your playmaker. If he could just make one more guy miss, that might have been huge.
The freshman brought down after a really nice run there. All the way down at the 33-yard line. It's first and 10. Looking downfield on first down. Back open in the middle. And he's brought down after a nice gain. We now move inside 4 minutes to play here in the first half. Give to the back. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. Operating in the red zone here on second down. They'll go to the ground. They went right back to him, and this time the defense was all over him. Nothing to show for that run. The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. Third down. They can't pick up the first without scoring. They'll move the wide receiver. To the ground with the back. Tough, hard-nosed running. He picks up 3, but stopped just short. It'll be 4th and 1. No signs of any kind of kicker as they'll leave the offense out there to try to move those chains. Going for the marker on the ground. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be first and goal. On the doorstep of cashing it in for the offense. Looking to throw. Trying to barrel in. That completion has them right on the doorstep. They'll mark it at the 1. Looking for just 1 more yard. It's second and goal.
Dude, what the fuck is that? Man, EA doesn't even know how to cheat. I mean, that's just blatant. Terrible.
So many guys. Palmer gets in the backfield, creates the
like the whole
Yeah, I think we're seeing the overall
changed.
athleticism of this defense. They've got guys flying to the ball.
Third and goal, where defensive coordinators have to make a stand. Down to 2 minutes before the half, and they'll take the timeout and see if they can add a little more before the break. Third and goal, where the strong come through. Quarterback on the
Oh, fuck.
He did not make it a stone wall on third down. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Didn't make them sweat at all. It's good. And now the lead is extended a little further.
And you want a touchdown, and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down. They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. Wants to throw on first down. Working that wide receiver screen. That kind of play will get a drive started or help your field position. They've got it at the 27. And the Warhawks moving quickly to the line. Wants to go up top on first down. Unloads it left. That one never had a chance. Incomplete.
I think for the quarterback, he's going to have to be so good with his eyes in this game. You're going up against one of the best defenses in the country, you've got to look guys off, especially when you're trying to throw to your primary target like he was on that last one.
They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack of the 20. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. Gives it on the option. Makes a stop in the backfield. He'll lose 4. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. Kick is in the air. He'll take it on the return. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. Here comes the offense back onto the field. So last time, David, they ate up some clock, ran a bunch of plays, but settled for the field goal.
Yeah, but they're still up, Reese, and I like where I'm at. And if I'm on offense right now, my job is to put another long drive together, eat more clock, and get another score.
Just got to be better in the red zone this time around. When they get down close to the goal line, you need better execution to put a touchdown on the board here.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. They'll try the run. Got the first down and more. The freshman brought down after a really nice run there. Lining up from the 34 on first down. He leaves it with his back. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5. Got a little work done on first down. Now back to the line. They'll switch it up here and look to throw. Right down the middle. He makes the catch. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep him from getting the first down. Motion from the wide receiver. They're going to run it. What powerful running, just driving the pile forward for everything he could get. He'll be just a few inches short. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. One more snap coming before halftime. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. He makes a grab. And it's in for a touchdown.
And with that score, this thing is getting ugly. This offense has had their way, and not only have they had their way, now they finish the half like you're supposed to. Scoring the football, building on their lead. This defense is going to have to go into half and find some answers.
Kickoff unit getting some extra work as this lead has really grown. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Guys, rivalry games always bring out a ton of emotions, and they were on full display in that first half. And there's no more fitting place to begin than with this stud receiver and how he's dominated the first half. Some guys have the ability to elude and evade. This young man is a true 3-level threat. Short passes, the intermediate game, and then the deep ball. He is a problem. I don't think this defense has the solution.
He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Guys, we'll see what this Warhawk offense can get done this time. When you're facing a deficit like this one to start the 2nd half, you really can't afford to waste a single possession.
Fresh start here in the 2nd half. That's the only way you can look at this if you're on up.
And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13. Not sure exactly what led to that, whether the protection wasn't right or the quarterback just didn't see it, but the result was a negative play and a sack.
But one thing I do know is that quarterback had no chance to get that ball downfield. That pocket was breaking down. It was breaking down quickly. There were just too many bodies in that backfield for the QB to make anything.
I don't know that there's a harder position in football to play than quarterback. You know, all the space in the game, the speed of the game, the big bodies out wide, but to be able to break on those short passes and be an open field tackler like that and give up no yards and protect deep, that's a nice job by him.
He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down. The Warhawks will call on their punt team. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. takes it on the return. And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. They'll leave it with him. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one, 2nd and 8 coming up.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
The run from the shotgun. And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the 3rd quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical. They're trying to stay on the field.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Running back searching for a hole. Gets it past the mark. Just what they were looking for, and he's got him set up in business at the 35 with a 1st down.
You know, as a defense, you can have the right call and the right guy in the right spot, but that guy's just too good. And how about the running back on that play? Just making it happen, breaking off the huge game. It's tough to get these guys on the ground.
Looking to throw on 1st down. Finds his big tight end. Good pickup, but a little bit short of the sticks. Still some work to do after that last completion at 2nd down. The give to the tailback. Pulled down after a nice run, and they're in the red zone at the 19.
And, you know, big chunks like this don't happen unless you commit to the run game. You got to get those big boys up front into the game, understanding I want to knock people off the football, create some holes like you do here for my running back, make the game easy.
Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Right on the money. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion.
This is why he's the quarterback leading his team, because he can do things like that, the unscripted stuff, and buy time, scramble outside the pocket, complete the pass down the field. Just so hard to stop as opposed to a guy that just stands in the pocket and you know exactly where he's going to be every single play.
One of the things that makes this quarterback so dangerous is how accurate he can be when he's on the run. And he's a guy that's looking to throw. He's not looking to take off himself. Showed you that accuracy on that play to get the 1st.
He's got him in the flat. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, there was really nowhere to go for the quarterback with that football. He's just trying to check it down to his running back, and the defense was there, and they made the play.
And those two couldn't make the connection. It's an incomplete pass.
And that's so much for a quarterback to think about. Stick it out of the belly. Do I pull it? Now when I pull it, I got to get my feet set, make an accurate throw to the right guy. So a lot of things going on, and I think that you saw that led to a little bit of inaccuracy.
He's going for the goal line. And they're in for a touchdown.
I think it's easy to say, run the option, run the option. Well, you got to be able to see it quickly and make quick decisions. Nice job by the QB, getting the ball to his playmaker. He catches it, he can do the rest, takes it to the house for 6.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Good job by the coverage unit to put a stop to that return. Uriel Monroe has it back in the offense, ready to go to work. Didn't get anything done, 3 and out on their last series. They'll try to find a rhythm here. Got out of trouble and throws. Can't make the grab. Quarterback just missed him a little bit. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. They go to the ground.
And yeah, that's kind of surprising. We talked about this before the game. One of the big matchups. Run the football against a defense that's been susceptible against the run throughout the season. But this offense just can't find a way to get it going. And I'm surprised, but now what's your counterpunch? How are you going to get the ground game going? Because so far, not a lot of success.
That's a huge throw for the offense, but they're down by a ton. They're going to need a lot more of that, and it's not going to be easy considering the defense knows they're probably going to be throwing the ball every play here in the second half moving forward.
Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Creates a little room. Got the first down and more. He found plenty of room, and he gets it to the 39-yard line.
And, man, nobody home on defense. We've got to understand the option starts with the quarterback. Somebody has to have that guy. The defense blows an assignment, and the quarterback takes advantage and makes the big play down the field.
This is a top 25 defense, guys. One of the best units in the entire country. They're so good situationally, and they understand the importance of getting leads early, making the offense predictable, having to throw in these types of situations so they can adjust accordingly, and that's what they're doing right now. Their coverage is being dictated by the scoreboard. They're going to make it really, really hard on this quarterback here in the second half to throw any completions.
Quarterback will keep it. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
I got to be honest, I am shocked at just how well the defense has played in this game, especially stopping the run. We talked about statistically how they've struggled this season. But they have put the clamps down in this one, and they're just playing with a ton of intensity.
And that might be the edge of his range, but he had just enough. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Guys, let's get you up to speed on what's going down in this fun college football game today. Georgia Tech has the lead right now, but if this team has taught us anything over the years, it's that no lead is safe inside Bobby Dodd Stadium. They're up by a field goal over Jacksonville State. We've got our eye on this one and everything else going on throughout the day. Guys?
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Looking to throw on first down. Lets it fly. Snags it down the right side. He just brought some serious energy, making that huge play and getting it all the way down to the 23-yard line. This offense has to be feeling it after that last one, and they'll snap it 1st and 10 just outside the 20. From the gun, the running back has it. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them the first down.
And running backs are so good, so talented, so elusive. You see nowadays they really have the ability to make you miss, run you over. Unbelievable effort. Nice job. You keep that going, it'll be hard to stop.
They get him stopped, but those feet kept moving until he was down to the 5. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. Here's the handoff. And he's in for the touchdown.
And the running back gets his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. You want to continue to feed this guy. You can tell he's got a nose for the end zone, knows how to get in there, knows how to make things happen.
Kickoff unit back to work, and they have been busy as they've built this sizable lead. On the move from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. And they'll get off one more play before the end of the quarter. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
In football, you hear the term quick, but don't hurry. And you can tell when you run these RPOs and QBs want to make that decision quick. And I think he hurried it a little bit too much. Got the ball out quick, but obviously was inaccurate in his pass.
There to make the tackle, and with that, we'll head to the 4th quarter. And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody, based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. After swapping ends of the field, they gave him a little time to figure out how they'll open the final period here on 3rd down. And he needed 1 yard, and he didn't get it. The defense won the battle up front. And the Warhawks will send out the punt unit. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. And he'll work his way on the return out to the 35-yard line before he stopped. Guys, this offense will go back on the attack. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect it.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Got 3 on first down and 2nd and 7. Trying to get the edge on the right. Breaks into the open. Brought down at the 47-yard line after the 15-yard pickup.
Fresh legs, man, and it is showing. Of course, this team had the bye last week, and you're seeing it right now late in the game. Running the football, imposing their will against the defense that looks tired. Of course, they had to play last week, and you're seeing that right now.
They stop him just a link or two short of the first, and man, what they can do on 2nd down here. And they'll come to the line just needing a few chain links for a first down. Drag down, the Dells move the sticks for a first down.
This is a guy that can find you the hidden yardage. That play, he just pushes the pile to get that first down.
Just inside the 35, 1st and 10 from the 34. Use the play fake, now to throw. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
I'm a little bit surprised they're still throwing the football here this late in the game with this kind of lead. They're on first down, taking a shot, falls incomplete, but obviously they're still seeing matchups they want to take advantage of in the back end of this defense, so they're letting it fly.
2nd down, they'll go to the air. This time he's got it. And he's brought down after a nice gain. From the 17-yard line, threatening to score on 1st and 10. It's complete on the right side. And it's a touchdown. That'll give him a little more breathing room as they try to push this winning streak to 5. Now they have extended this lead, guys, starting to put the hammer, but sometimes a rivalry game can give you a little of extra fight back.
And there can be no panic at this point now. You've worked too hard this offseason, David. They've had this game circled for so long. You've got to play your best football right now and fight back.
And you just need something good to happen on this next possession. You got to get the crowd back into this football game. Big rivalry. Get some emotion. Get some momentum on your side.
Running the read option left to start the drive.
You know, this zone replay is something they rep over and over and over in practice. This guy can run it and execute it in his sleep. Good decision there, keeping the football.
He'll pull it on the read. Gets it past the first down marker and still running. Knocked down at the 31 after a gain of 5. It's 1st and 10 from the 31. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. Just sort of a relentless run, getting everything that was available to him, and they'll mark him down at the 40. The Warhawks can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Pulls it and fires to the left. And it's a first down. They'll mark it at the 44. And the Warhawks look to keep this drive humming. Oh, he'll keep it on the draw. On 2nd down, will they go back to the ground game? The play action fake. Takes a shot as he lets it go. The quarterback's a little more on target there. Maybe they hook up, but it's an incompletion. Couldn't find his man last time. That leaves them with a 3rd and 6. From the gun, wants to pass. Caught over the middle. It's Olsen. Really putting together a threat now. They get the first. It's at the 37. The Warhawks come to the line with a fresh set of downs. To the air on first down. Grabbed in the middle. It's Peters. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a first down. And the Warhawks look to do some damage in the red zone. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. Pocket breaking down. Good job to avoid the negative play and just get rid of that thing. So now it's second and long. Wants to throw again. Under fire. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Here they come, facing third and long from the 20. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. He's knocked down a couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, this offense, man, it's been a struggle bus. And they haven't clicked yet. They haven't found what they're really, really good at. And I'll tell you this, it's later in the fourth quarter, later in the game, obviously. They need to start airing this thing out. We got to get back in this football game because I don't know if y'all realize this, but we're down by a lot.
And I know a lot of people are scratching their heads why they try to kick that field goal. You're in the fourth quarter. You're down a boatload of points. A field goal isn't going to do it. If you want to win this game, you need touchdowns. I would anticipate for every possession they get from here on out, man, you've got to be way more aggressive.
From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. Finds just enough space to cross the 25. Let's mark it at the 27-yard line. And the offense back on the field, ready to dial up ball plays. How about the way they attacked the last time they had the ball, mixing run and pass and winding up in the end zone, Jesse?
That's why recruiting is so important. They've got weapons at every skill position on the field. Any of these guys is dangerous if they touch the football. Let's see what they do on this.
Turns on the Jets. And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown.
And how about this squad, man? Looking good again. Like, I feel like we say this week in and week out. Just continuing to remain undefeated. Whatever it takes, offense, defense, special teams, they have been a good unit, and that's why their ranking is so high.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Looking downfield on first down. Finds his man. It's Peters. That will take us to the 2-minute timeout, and not much time left for this offense to put together a miracle. They'll line up for a second down play. Leaves it with the back. And some room to work. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Wants to throw on first down. Quarterback just flat missed it. Incomplete.
And this is just one of those days, man, where everything has gone wrong, right? Like they just haven't been in a rhythm. They haven't got it going and never built the momentum. This is one of those days that you learn from, you try to grow from. A lot of things that we're going to show in the film room that people aren't going to like, but hopefully you can learn from it and do better next time.
The Warhawks come to the ball trying to pick up this 3rd and short. They'll try to power their way ahead. Quick timeout by the defense here, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. They bring the punter onto the field now. He'll try to really get into this one. Boy, they had a chance to track that thing down, but it bounces into the end zone for a touchback. Guys, this offense coming back out onto the field. Firmly in control of this game. We'll see if they just try to run out the clock and get out with a victory.
Everybody on offense here should feel really good about their performance today too, David. They had a really good game plan coming into this one, and they went out and they executed at a very high level.
Yeah, lights out, and this game's over. I'm interested to see the philosophy now. Do we keep chucking the pill and keep trying to score points because it's the defense's responsibility to stop them, or do they just run this clock and say, all right, we did enough today. We kick them in the face.
Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run.
Well, the defense finally able to make a play, getting a tackle for loss. They haven't had many of those today because this running back really has answered the bell. They knew coming in they were going to have to give him the football, force feed it to him, and let him go to work. He's done that. Well over 100 yards rushing in this game, and the defense just has not had the answers consistently for him.
Got enough for the first down and wants more. And he's brought down after a nice game.
Big reason why his team has the lead right now late is because of his performance running the football. Well over 100 yards in this game. They knew that they were going to have to really put a lot of pressure on him. He'd have to shoulder the load, and he has delivered for his offense all game long.
Defense.
Yeah, and you see some people get upset with offsides in the defense. I call it the cost of doing business. It's just part of being great off the football. Sometimes you'll guess and sometimes you'll be wrong. The first one is always on me, Coach, and the second one, usually he takes me out of the game.
The offense will use a timeout with 25 seconds left.
And I'm a fan of this, man. Run the football, eat the clock. We got the lead. This offense has put together a nice day, man. Like, just balance, rhythm, timing, play calling, everything has worked. That's why they've built this lead. They've had a great day today.
On the move, it's Hodges. He's got enough for the first down, and that ought to be enough to put them in victory formation for the rest of this one. The offense will use a timeout. Clock is stopped with 22 seconds left. They have declared their intentions on this drive, keeping it on the ground. It's 1st and 10 again. The toss sweep to the right. Snuffed out behind the line of scrimmage, and we have not seen much of that. What a day he's had so far. To the air on 2nd down. Finds a man in the middle. Plenty of room on that play, and they find their way to the 36. With the clock running, this should be the final play. Even with this lead, they're going to toss it again. He's going to